Good morning, market steppers. Welcome back. This is Jesse getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Woo! TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, right? So the stock market will be closing in about, 4 hours from now. So it's interesting. We're going through, seems like we're at the beginning of a market correction. And that's one of the things we're going to start taking a look at, whether it's Bitcoin, altcoins, besides Solana right now, altcoins and the indices like the Nasdaq and some of the stocks go through a market correction, right? So some of them are way overdue, some of them are overdue, and some of them could be still trending upwards. So first and foremost, always treat the chart that you're trading in front of you first and foremost, but keep an awareness of everything else that's going on in the surroundings. So with that, let's kind of jump in. Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. 4K mods, good morning. Aldo, good morning. Smash the like button. Aldo is a very smart person. Aldo is very, very, very smart. Do what Aldo says and smash that like button, people. What is this? 3L1. No, 3. I don't know. Credit Hub. Sorry. I can't figure it out in real time, but Rivian. Okay. Yeah. So if you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Just make sure we're going to try to keep Friday a little bit. I know I've been saying this every day and we'll be going about an hour every day, but we're going to try to keep it 30, 45 minutes. So I'm going to blast through it real quick. And I'm not going to spend as much time as on Bitcoin, but we will take a look at Bitcoin because I'm going to do probably a 10 to 15 minute video on deeper dive on Bitcoin tonight. So I'll get that sent out or tonight or this weekend, right? I want to put together a couple of videos, so we'll take a look at it. But for this one, we're just going to kind of dive through it. And the second half of the live stream, we'll go through your requests and stuff like that. So with that, let's see, go over here and help me, help you, help me, and like the stream, repost it, and throw in a comment real quick. It takes 4 seconds, right? But it helps me, help you, help me, and I would appreciate all that. So let's dive in. Bitcoin, I posted this yesterday, right? No, I posted this one today, but it was a follow-up from yesterday. So lower time frames, Bitcoin 8-hour and 12-hour charts had a sell signal. 2 of the 4 targets have been hit to the downside so far. The higher time frames are still bullish though, right? So it's still bullish, and then the weekly and the monthly remain ultra bullish, right? So we got to keep that in mind, right? As of right now, the weekly and monthly remain bullish. So in my personal opinion, and obviously none of this is financial advice, obviously it's for educational purposes only, but in my own personal opinion, it's still buy the dip season until, the higher time frames are no longer ultra bullish or bullish, right? So as of right now, yes, it broke down. This is the 8-hour chart. Broke down, had a candle close below the trending dots, had this rising wedge. I posted the 4-hour chart 21 hours ago. So when it was just starting to get going over here, posted this rising wedge. There was a sell signal, came back down, candle closed below the trending dots, candle closed below this upward trend line, another candle closed below it after it came back up and back tested that trend line, right? So since then, from 21 hours ago, hit target 1, hit target 2, went below $66,000, and we'll see if that's going to be it or not. But that is that's the update from over there. Been posting it on the Twitter X app. So if you found me on YouTube, definitely follow me over there too, because we do chart updates. And if you want all the details and you want to be the first one to see the chart, then definitely join the Discord over there. Like real I Complex 1 is over in the Discord over there. So surprised I'm not following him, but followed my man over there. All right, so let's get going. Let's jump into it. Below 68,000 as of right now. Like I said, it went below $66,000, and we'll take a deeper dive. But wanted to show the update on the 4-hour chart. You can see that sell signal. Then it came back down, came back up, back tested the trending dots, came all the way back down, and it's still bearish, right? That's the 4-hour chart. This is the 8-hour chart, had a sell signal. The 12-hour chart had a sell signal. Did not have it, not on this exchange. On this exchange, it did have a sell signal, and on the other one, it did not. So it's good to have multiple exchanges going at once, because one might have a sell signal and the other one might not, right? Because they're all just slightly different. So sell signal on the 12-hour chart for this exchange, but not on Binance. Bitstamp, yes. So, but once you get into the daily chart, there's still no sell signal yet. And so it's still currently bullish. It's still kind of holding on to the trending dots. There are reasons to come back down here, right? You've got possibly breaking down this trend line. And we talked about this yesterday. We talked about this yesterday in the live stream, that before price started to break down, it could come down below this trend line, right? Come all the way back down, find support at the next trend line, because this is a longer term trend line. And then this is a more vertical trend line. And price started to go parabolic, right? Price started to go parabolic, put in this rising wedge. And so if it starts to break back down, it doesn't mean we're going to $10,000 Bitcoin. It doesn't mean it's the bear market. It doesn't mean that we're going to $12,000 Bitcoin or Bitcoin's going to zero, right? What it means is that what we talked about in the live stream is there was bearish divergence. It's starting to break back down, and it's kind of letting the longer term trending dots and the longer term moving averages catch up, right? So it's still buy the dip season. So however that plays out, whether it comes back down like this or, battles, it never really goes that much lower and then takes off to the upside, right? So that's what I'd be kind of expecting. Could have multiple wicks below and still possibly not even, you could have wicks all the way down to like $62,000 or even lower and still close like in a positive weekly candle, right? So that's what we'll continue to watch. There's still Saturday and Sunday remaining, and then also on the monthly chart as well, right? So let's take a look at that. Weekly is still ultra bullish territory, right? Still ultra bullish. Monthly chart is still ultra bullish, and like I said, made a new high almost at 74,000. Just came up short of it on this exchange, but is well above the 61,000 so far. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll continue to watch it, and we'll do a little bit deeper dive because a couple things I want to show you of, and we'll kind of map out how the next possible buy the dip scenario. I'll try to forecast and think about things a little bit more deeply on that video tonight. So definitely set your notifications on YouTube. I will post it on YouTube and publicly, and then so subscribe over there and hit the notification button over there. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum, again, remember the monthly chart is ultra bullish. Flip that way this month, and weekly chart is ultra bullish. Daily chart breaking down similar to Bitcoin. So it could be a retracement, right? It could be a retracement, and wasn't bearish divergence like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has bearish divergence. Ethereum does not. But there was an RSI sell signal yesterday, and so it could be going down to hit further targets. I haven't mapped it out, but it's probably hit at least one target, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 targets like that, right? But still in the uptrend, hit the longer term target 5 up here. Remember, Bitcoin is up here, right? Bitcoin is up here. So the longer term target 5, probably hit target 1 at least so far to the downside. Flipped from ultra bullish back to bullish, from orange to green on the candle. That's Ethereum over there. Solana is ultra bullish on the daily, weekly, and has flipped. Breaking news. Breaking news. I posted this on the Twitter X app this morning. Breaking news. Just noticed that Solana had flipped from green to orange, similar to Bitcoin last month, similar to Ethereum earlier this month, like 10 days ago. And now Solana is above longer term target 4, and Solana is we put on target 5 since it's since it's now back above longer term target 4. And of course, we still got the rocket ships over there. So this is me pointing out that it flipped from green to orange, similar to Bitcoin, similar to Ethereum, and all three of them are above longer term target 4. Ethereum hit target 5, and Bitcoin is above it, right? So we're going to keep comparing all the assets as we go along. Some of these crypto assets are getting crushed today. New Year's down 18%, but man, it had 140% move in the last 2 weeks. So it's getting a little bit of retracement on that now. So let's flip to the daily chart and start looking at some of these. Let's see, Chainlink. Chainlink has a pending sell signal on the daily chart. Near as a pending reversal candle, right? Pending reversal candle on near. Could just be letting the trending dots kind of catch up. That was such a big move, right? Even from this last buy signal at 299 on the daily chart, right? So all the way to the top wick. That was a 202% move, right? So you expect retracements after 200% move. And so far, it's already down from wick to wick, 22%. It's not uncommon to see 30% retracements. It's not uncommon to see 40, 50 plus retracements for altcoins, right? They just pumped 200% in a matter of a month, right? So February 8th, so about 5 weeks. So 5 weeks, it pumped up 202%. You're going to expect a 20, 30, 40, 50% retracement along the way. Doesn't mean the top is in, right? So if you kind of zoom out here in the weekly chart, still ultra bullish, still has a lot of potential to the upside, similar to the other ones. Spiked above target 2. The monthly chart hasn't even flipped ultra bullish, similar to Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, right? So still a lot of potential to the upside. 4K mods calling you also now. Yep. Hey, just in case Aldo is out, 4K mods is Plan B over there. Plan B. Yes, we take turns. Yes. Daryl Ruiz, tell us how your MSN work basically benefits for a novice and why they'll be helpful taking profits this bull. Yeah, you're looking for the secret sauce, Daryl? Oh, come on. You're not getting the secret sauce, right? You got to pay to play. You got to pay to play, my man. No secret sauce. Sorry, this is a public live stream, and you got to pay to play. It's a whopping $29 a month, right? Pay to play, $29 a month. You don't have to ask me. You can just get the Sharpshooter Indicators 3.1, and of course, if you do the 1 year plan, probably while we're going through the bull run, you would get, what is it? Is it 17% off? Basically save 2 months. So basically you pay for the 10 months up front while we are going through the bull run. And of course, if you want the Sharpshooter RSI 2.0, then that's including the recorded coaching plus 60 plus hours of coaching, really diving in. You would see, if you dove into the recorded coaching, you would fully understand the indicators and you would fully know all the details. I don't pull any punches. We did a deep dive for over 60 plus hours. The live coaching crew probably spent over 100 hours with them, but we recorded at least 60 hours with them over there in the bear market. Same strategy for the last 5 years. And I've built on the strategy over the last 5 years, but the basics have been the same for me for 5 years, and just been trying to improve it and dial in over time. And it just takes time, right? So, but the live stream crew, the live coaching crew, they probably picked it up in about 1 to 3 months, taking a deeper dive, but they put in the work. Recorded coaching, probably 3 months on your own. You pick it up pretty good depending on how many hours you put into it. But that's just my own personal thoughts on it. So weekly chart is bullish on near dot, still ultra bullish, still hasn't hit target 1 yet. Sand, Gert Jan Tenhove, good evening. Welcome back, Gert Jan. Eric Vanderwalt, good evening from South Africa. Can we please? Sure. Yeah, we'll take a look at. John T, can you look at MNMD long stock? Did we not? We didn't look at it yesterday, right? I think you put it in kind of late. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Asking you to sell me on why. Oh, yeah. I hung up the sales hat, real estate and mortgages in early 2021. I no longer do professional sales. I did professional sales for real estate and mortgage 17 years, but I've always been in like sales. I was top sales. Anything I did, whether it was right out of at 23, right out of school, when I was done with the fraternity life, right? I was done with the fraternity life and went to do sales for my cousin's air conditioning company, and I was the top salesperson, not at his company, but uh, in the industry for a certain product that we sold. I was number one, and number two in mortgages, right? Number two sales in mortgages. I wasn't number one, so I was top sales, and then I had my own team and all that stuff, and it moved up, and then all that. But I hung up the cleats on my professional sales, and I'm done with all that. So not trying to sell you on $29. It sells itself, right? It sells itself, right? It's up to you if you want to do it or not, Daryl. I'm not trying to sell you on it, my man. Good morning. But you've been following me for a long time. You've been following me. I've been posting charts on the Twitter X app for 3 years. You've probably been following me for at least 2.5 years. So with that, you know my track record. I don't need to sell you. It speaks for itself. Good morning, Benedict Gonzalez. Good morning. Can we look at Gala USDT on Binance? Sold some position at 0.07. Where by the dip. Yeah, we can take a look at it, Benedict. Thank you for putting all the details in. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Follow Benedict Gonzalez's post here. If you want to know how to comment and you really want me to dive in to an asset like Gala USDT, post it. The comment exactly like Benedict. He's doing exactly what I hoped for. You don't have to say good morning, but I like it. Can we look at Gala/USDT? That's perfect. On Binance. Perfect. Sold some position at 0.07-ish. Where buy the dip? I won't tell you where to buy the dip. But the details are perfect. Thank you, Benedict Gonzalez. And we'll definitely take a look at it for you. Smash the like button for Benedict. He is doing it over there, folks. All right, let's keep going. We got a lot to cover, so I'm going to go fast. I'm going to go dirty, and we're going to get rocking and rolling over here. Sand was ultra bullish. Daily chart was ultra bullish. And a lot of these had bearish divergence. And a lot of these pumped really hard, right? So from there to there, 76%. And then still up right now. But after 76%, it's breaking down and a 23% correction, right? So it had a big move up. And some of these altcoins have already cleared the bearish divergence, in my personal opinion, which means it can find support at key target areas and start to reverse back around, right? But as of right now, they are correcting right now. So I'm not buying wicks. I'm waiting for higher probability reversals. So that's sand. Just a kind of a quick idea. Just first glance, right? It would be more something like that, right? So that arrow might be a little bit too big, but it'd be something like that, right? The very first glance. So a lot of the Discord people, they love my TA when I just do the TA like this, and then it's like that, right? So however it plays out, whether it's down, up, down, puts in a higher low, and then comes out like that, right? And so we will see. And then, of course, we could take a possibly a more aggressive breakout trend line like that, see how it plays out. But that's kind of like the first thoughts on sand, and probably going to be similar thoughts on several other assets. Algo, no sell signal yet. Mana, no sell signal. Some of this bearish divergence could already be cleared out, right? Filecoin, let's see, bearish divergence could be already cleared out as well. Cardano, same thoughts. Matic, same thoughts. And all still my similar thoughts on the weekly chart. So still bullish, right? Still hit some of these shorter term targets. Remember, a lot of these that I mapped out, Solana is already above target 4. Ethereum is already above target 5, not shown. Bitcoin is already above this white horizontal trend line, right? Near has already hit target 2. So it doesn't mean that they all will, but we're just keeping an eye on it. But we're going to switch gears for the purposes of, I want to get through some requests, and I want to spend about 10 more minutes on the charts and then get a request and try to keep Friday to 30 to 45 minutes. So let's go. NASDAQ. We're going to switch gears over here. We're going to go right over to the NASDAQ. So no sell signal on the weekly chart, obviously. No sell signal on the daily chart yet. We drew this out a long time ago. There hasn't been a real correction on the NASDAQ since October 26th. And that was when I closed out my last short position. In hindsight, we've talked about it since October. Hindsight, I wish I would have taken a long position on futures. And with 10x leverage, that would have been a nice 250% gain on futures. But I didn't, right? So maybe we'll catch the next one, right? So here we are. There's bearish divergence going back to $17,000. We got target 1 here below $18,000. Target 2, middle of it is sub 17,000. And it could remain bullish longer term. And so it's a buy the dip scenario until it's not. And so it could hit target 2, probably clear out bearish divergence by then, and then continue upward, and target 3 and target 4 may not get hit. Where I change my mind is if we start to see price starting to break down below target 4, right? So this is where I'm going to flip. If price starts to close below target 4, then I'm going to start to get more bearish, right? Because the weekly chart is probably also starting to break back down. And you would want price to find key support at either target 4 and bounce. Otherwise, it could start to see lower prices. So it's a buy the dip scenario until it's not, right? So that's the way I kind of look at it. And again, the weekly chart is still bullish. Even target 2 could come back down here, all the way back down to target 4, and still be a buy the dip scenario, possibly. And but again, if it starts closing back below there, and you can kind of see zooming out, the weekly chart probably wouldn't be looking good anymore. It'd be back below the trending dots. The weekly chart probably would have a sell signal. Of course, that would even be back below this weekly horizontal here at 15,845. Something would be off and something would be different. So just keep that in mind. It's a buy the dip scenario until it doesn't find support at target 4. And if it doesn't find support at target 4, the 200-week moving average would be back on the table. So that's kind of the way I look at it. And so, people get confused on my thoughts. I always have plan A and plan B, and prepared for both, right? Prepared for both. So that's the NASDAQ. But if you look at the 12-hour chart, there is a pending sell signal on the 12-hour chart. There is bearish divergence, and it's less likely. It seems like after the bearish divergence, this is a possible lower high over here. Even on the daily chart, no, this is still bearish divergence. No lower high yet on the daily chart. So we will see how it plays out. But the NASDAQ is breaking down again, back below the trending dots. Less likely it's another fake out, especially if you're looking at some of these other larger Magnificent 7 stocks that we're going to take a look at. SP 500, similar thoughts. Dow Jones, similar thoughts. Russell 2000, similar thoughts. Dollar, was this a double bottom over here, right? A gap down and then a reverse right back around on the daily chart. So we will see. Too early to say. Never hit target 4, but still below the trending dots, still bearish as of right now. U.S. 10-year yields. Ooh, not good for the mortgage market, right? Speaking of the mortgage market, not good for the mortgage market. When it flipped a buy signal over here, I reached out to my buddy, my closest friends that are still in the mortgage and real estate business over there. They're licensed in several states. So if you ever need a mortgage, let me know. I won't take any commission. I just help my friends out, and they're the best. They've been in 20 plus years. I was in it in 17 years. But so I reached out to them like, have the mortgage rates gone up yet? And they said no. And then yesterday, because the buy signal on the 10-year yield, right? If it tracks it pretty closely. And then yesterday, they reached out to me and said, yeah, there was a pricing for the worst yesterday, right? So The 10-year yield was leading the way with the buy signal. And then yesterday, mortgage rates went up. So I used to track the 10-year yield for like 10, 15 years, right? So we'll continue to watch it. But target 3 still hasn't been hit, but it is trending that way. It's more likely now that target 3 gets hit. We don't know about target 4. And again, similar thoughts. If it breaks through resistance, on target 4, then it's not good. Depending on what you're looking at, right? It's not good for some of the markets, right? If the 10-year yield gets above there, then it's possible you go up and see 5% or higher 10-year yields over there. So we'll see. We'll take it level by level. The next up is target 3, then target 4. If it breaks through resistance, then we could go up and see longer term target 5 that was never hit. Came up just short at 5% over there. We'll continue to watch it. The VIX is up 4% today. Here's the daily chart. We've been following this and tracking it for a while now. Since the low was in over here, we've been talking about higher lows and higher highs, even spiked all the way up here, and had a buy signal again yesterday back above the trading dots. Could it come up and hit target 4? It's possible, right? Then if so, we might be seeing the NASDAQ going down and hit target 4. If the VIX comes up and hits the 200-week moving average, like it did back in October 2023, it's possible the NASDAQ does too. Just all things to be aware of, right? Let's flip over to Magnificent 7 real quick. NVIDIA, 0.75%, right? So we talked about and covered it in real time. We had a reversal candle and a bearish engulfing candle, right? Talked about that in real time on the 8th before it even closed. Then we talked about possible lower high yesterday or the last couple of days. So a high and then a possible lower high, and then price closed back below. And then now price broke down again. Looks like it kind of came back up and back tested this upward trend line, right? This parabolic trend line. And we'll see if it starts to roll over from here. Has only hit target 1 so far to the downside, but it went parabolic. There was a reverse candle. There was an embarrassing engulfing candle. Looks like a possible lower high. Hasn't put in a lower low yet, so the lower high is not confirmed yet. Still above the trading dots. Still currently bullish, but there are signs that NVIDIA could continue to break down. There are signs that NVIDIA could come back down and hit lower targets, but it's too early to call it on NVIDIA as of yet. However, on Meta, we got this gap down here that we've been talking about at $400, right? We got the gap, and we got bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle, and this looks like a lower high. So reversal candle, possible lower high, right? And then here, let's switch this back over on Meta. That's pretty steep. We'll just leave it out there like that. We'll put out a phantom trend line. Yeah, there's no second touch point, right? But at some point, it could possibly break down, right? Wherever that is, bounce all the way back up, right? However that is, and then roll down and possibly close that gap. We don't know yet, right? We don't know. From here to there, probably have hit 1 target so far. This would probably be like 2 targets, possibly 3, and then possibly 4 targets down there, which would probably line up with the gap down there. Maybe it finds support at that point, and then that would be the next possible buy the dip scenario over there on Meta. Too early to call the top as of right now. But as far as right now, it's starting to look like it's in correction mode right now, right? There's not even a sell signal. So it's possible it just hits target 2, finds support, and then takes off to the upside. And you still have this longer term ANF target, right? ANF target 1. And you can see that the weekly chart is still ultra bullish. So overall, it's still ultra bullish, right? So it could find support at target 1, right? But if it does come down to target 2, you can see target 3 also lines up with the weekly chart trending dots over there. Monthly chart's probably really far extended away, right? Monthly chart is all the way down at $308 on the trending dots. So it's pretty far extended away from the trending dots and the longer term moving averages. Amazon breaking down over there, bearish divergence. We talked about it yesterday. If we get a candle close below the trending dots, broke down from this parabolic trend line, could find support at the next trend line. But if not, break down here. You got a gap down here as well at about 160, right? Right around 160. Microsoft, bearish divergence. We'll see Tesla still ultra bearish on the daily chart. Still bearish on the weekly chart. Got a gap down here at 146. In my personal opinion, was not closed. It was partially closed. But if you see this gap from this wick here, it was not closed there. So that's Tesla. It was partially filled, but not fully filled on that gap over there. So we'll keep an eye on it. But the weekly chart is still bearish, right? Still breaking down. Are you still catching falling knives all the way down? Are you buying these dips all the way down? If you bought this dip, right? Not to mention any names out there. You're down like 34%. So if you put in $1,000, it's worth $760. If you put in 10,000, you're down. It's worth $760, right? Is that right? I don't know. Quick math. That's probably wrong. Someone will correct me in the comments. It's fine. Apple, we're just going fast anyway, so I'm not trying to think about it. Weekly chart is still bearish on Apple. Daily chart is still bearish, still below these trending dots, still below this downward trend. Is this the low? Possible. Will it put in a higher low and find support at target 2? It's possible. If it does, it's already mapped out for the next possible buy the dip scenario. It's possible rallies all the way back up to this trend line, puts in another lower high, and then comes all the way back down and possibly hits lower targets. You have this target for a reason. You have this target for a reason, and has not retested. We've been talking about this. Apple is one of the only ones, or one of the few Magnificent Seven stocks that hasn't retested the 200-week moving average since late 2018, early 2019. Will that change? Will Apple retest the 200-week moving average, or will it get bought up like it did back here in January before retesting it? It's a good question, Jesse. It's a good question. Who are you talking to? Talking to myself. This is a live stream, right? It's a live stream. I have to talk to myself. Google, we talked about this breakout, but is it just going to put in a lower high and then come back down? It's possible, right? So we will see. Never hit target 2. We'll keep an eye on it. We're going to switch back over down here. What else? Gold, flat today. Silver, still ultra bullish, making a move still. Bitcoin dominance, right? We've been talking about this. Was this a double top? Was this a lower high over here on March 4th? And if so, will it continue to break down and alts will start to pump harder than Bitcoin for the next, 4-6 months, possibly? We will see. Doesn't feel like anything's pumping today, but we will see if it does or not. NVIDIA, we already covered that one. ANF, still watching this one. Went parabolic as well. Had that sell signal. We talked about, could this be a lower high, right? Could this be a lower high? It's possible. It's possible. If it is, then we can see a lot lower prices, possibly back below 100 over there. HUT, not much has changed, right? A low, higher low is going to find support here. Nothing has really changed. We've been talking about it. Still below the trending dots, below the trend line. Hive flat today. Peaked below this trend line again. May take some time to play out. My trusty TA work again, right? Maybe it's something like that. MIGI up 5.6%. Even while Bitcoin is correcting, is MIGI, was that the low? Was this a possible higher low? Was this a breakout, comeback, back test the trend line? We don't know yet, right? Higher probability is going to be getting back above the trending dots and back above, let's just say there, right? But you'd want to kind of find support here. So find support there, get back above those trending dots. Even a higher probability would probably be, redraw the trend line now to like something like that, and it would be back above the trending dots at that point, and then that would probably be your higher probability. So maybe take some time. And oh, by the way, remember we've been talking about March 15th. Options expire on a lot of these Bitcoin mining stocks. So we're going to continue to watch it. Lo and behold, some of the Bitcoin mining stocks are up today, right? So is it going to be finding bottom on March 15th? On March, what is it, 18th? On Monday, the 18th, are we going to start to see them make a move higher? Possibly. Possibly. CLSK. What else? Marathon Digital, right? Is it bouncing off a 200-week moving average? Filled this gap over here. We've been covering it every day in the live streams. What else? We going to make it? Didn't fill this gap down here, this white one, this white trend line, but did fill that one. We will see. Wolf, they're all starting to look very similar, right? Iris Energy, we won't spend too much time on it. Didn't fill this gap yet. It still could. Partial fill as of right now. Cypher Mining, another pending buy signal. Battle. Now that March 15th is over, will Cypher Mining finally take off to the upside? We will see. What else? Let's see. PayPal, still bullish on the daily chart. I think that's about it. I think that is about it. Oh, Rivian, someone asked about Rivian. So let's go through the comments. We'll circle back to Rivian, but we will start with the early birds, get the worm. There we go. Rivian, right? It's possible Rivian, this is the bottom, right? At $10. Woo-wee. Gotta take a breath here. We're at 37 minutes. We're gonna try to get through some of these Rivian charts and requests in the next 8 minutes. I'm going to call it at 45 minutes. So I'm going to go a little bit faster, but let me draw this out here. So it's possible it found the bottom here. It's possible it finds, it puts in a higher low here, right? And, it's possible that it gets back above the trending dots. It's possible it has a future pending buy signal, right? And that would be kind of how I would play it, right? Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart is still bearish though, right? Still bearish. We're not sure if this is going to be the low or not. A higher probability. This is a very aggressive move to the downside on the daily chart. So even if it bounces, it could come all the way back down, put in a higher low, and maybe the bottom's not in. So I don't know. I'd be careful. I'd be very, very cautious on this one. It's possible there's still lower prices to be had. If you look at the daily chart, maybe it'll get a bounce and a retracement, right? Maybe it retraces back up to like $18, $20, and then the bottom still might not be in after that. So weekly chart still in a strong downtrend. Monthly chart hasn't even been around to even chart it, right? 2-week chart. Let's take a look at 2-week chart. 2-week chart still bearish, right? Still bearish on the higher time frames. So I'd be very, very, very cautious, and that you could see it even if it does break out. If it breaks out, gets a nice retracement in, it's possible lower prices could be had. And then of course, if it comes back down, puts in a higher low, that would be an even higher probability that higher prices are coming. Again, you got this gap here as well. So maybe it just comes up, fills this gap, and then comes back down lower, right? So you got to be cautious down here when the weekly chart and the higher time frames are still bearish. And same with Tesla, right? Weekly chart on Tesla is bearish. Rivian weekly chart is bearish. So we'll just call it on that. Let's keep going. Let's find the next one. 4K mods. What else? John T, you got it. MNMD, long stock. Let's do it. Let's take a look at it for you, John T. Hold on. MNMD. I got it. Yeah, I mean, we've looked. Oh, okay. We've looked at MMM before. But this is a different exchange, looks like. So we'll take a look at it. But yeah, we have MMM. We have 3M Company US on there, so it probably looks the same. But the daily chart was looking like a breakout. We talked about it and covered it. On this chart, it broke out here. There was bullish divergence getting picked up by the Sharp Shooter RSI 2.0. RSI buy signal along with a buy signal here. And then bounced off of the trending dots, another buy signal, but it was already in an uptrend, right? That's the daily chart. The weekly chart has a pending buy signal, longer term bullish divergence over here, right? Longer term bullish divergence. And this is a long term downward trend line. Kind of draw it out like that. It could be breaking out. 3M Company, Cedar, Deer. Is that RE for real estate? I have no idea. I've never tried this before, but it's been in a bear market on this chart since May 2021. 3M Company was in a bear market for 6 years, and I charted that and pointed out. I'm assuming it's related to. I'm assuming it's related because 3M Company was also breaking out longer term. I don't know. I can't find it, but we covered it on previous live streams, so you could always go back and take a look at it over there. So yeah, pending buy signal on the weekly chart, daily chart already broke out. So you've got on this chart, there's a lot of gaps, right? There's a lot of gaps, but eyeball test from here, you got a possible low, possible higher low in the macro, and then it'll be confirmed once it closes. Once price closes above there, the higher low will be confirmed, right? That'll be a milestone, in my opinion. Longer term target 1 will probably be about there as well. Longer term target 2, longer term target 3, possibly longer term target 4, like that. Hopefully that helps, John T. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. What else? Gala, Benedict. What an amazing comment. What an amazing request over there. All the details. Perfectly done. I appreciate that. All right, Benedict, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I have it on the chart already. As you can see, the crosshairs over here, but it's just faster to search it. So yeah, we mapped this out. Here, let's get on the cursor. Monthly chart, right? Pending buy signal on the monthly chart. Mapped out here. Target 1's already drawn out. I don't know. I must have accidentally deleted target 2, 3, and 4, but I mapped it out. And then, of course, if it gets back above this horizontal monthly trend line over here, then possible rocket ships similar to Bitcoin, we will see over there. And then you got the all-time high wick up here at 83 cents. But pending buy signal on the monthly chart, if you drop down the weekly chart, it was ultra bullish. Still hasn't even hit longer term target 1 yet. I'm pointing out down here. We've covered this in the past, Benedict, but it's okay. We can continue to keep covering it. You got the low, you got a possible higher low, and then you've got a confirmed higher low back over here, taking out this pivot point over here. And it got pretty far extended away from the trending dots at 3 cents. It's currently at 6 cents, got all the way up to 8.7 cents, right? Could just be consolidating, letting the trending dots kind of catch up over here. So we will see, but it's still bullish. Hopefully that helps. Daily chart came back down to the trending dots so far. There is bearish divergence. You could even possibly see it come all the way back down. Let's see, could come back down even lower. It's possible. So we'll continue to watch it over there, but still a lot of potential on Gala. So question is from Benedict, where buy the dip? Oh, good question. Good question. I don't know. Simple answer. I don't know. But preliminary, you probably got to drop down to a lower time frame, right? But from this buy signal and this pivot point down here, you could probably see that probably hit longer term target 1, maybe target 2, maybe there's target 3, and then maybe even target 4, right? So at some point, if it's going to be if it's going to be a longer, if it's just going to be a wick down to like target 2 and bounce, it'd look like something like that. If it was just going to be a quick couple of days or a week down and bounce down, right? Could just be something like that. And it could be a more difficult buy the dip V shape. They call it the V shape recovery, right? So it could be a more difficult, but above the trend line, see it to start finding support, right? And then breaking out, come down, find support like that, or possibly even all the way down like that. Uh, that's one scenario, right? Kind of hard to see it. Another one is if it takes a little bit longer, timing wise, it might be something like that, right? Where it finds support temporarily, comes back up, puts in a lower high, and that's where you would draw the new trend line out wherever it is, comes back down, right? And then comes out like that, right? So that would be like something that happens on a regular basis. So you got multiple possibilities that could play out. So if it takes longer, it'd be something like that. If not, then it could be that more aggressive trend line, just takes a couple days and then V shapes right out of it. And that would be a more difficult buy the dip scenario, in my opinion. So you would just have to trust what you see on the charts. You probably have to drop down to a lower time frame, right? So if you're looking at a lower time frame over there and you think it's just going to be a shorter term correction, if that's what you're kind of thinking over there, then it would be kind of like this, right? Say if you had to even drop down to like a 4-hour time frame and be a really aggressive breakout, right? So maybe come down, hit a couple more targets, maybe even target 3, possible target 4, find support, and then breaks out from there. So hopefully that helps, Benedict. Thank you for putting all the details in the comments. Let's see. Rune. Okay. Let's take a look at Rune. I have it on here. Let's see. Rune. Rune. Where is it? All right, fine. I'll just search for it. It's faster. It's faster. All right, we'll just type in Rune. I know I have it on here, but there it is. All right. Rune. All right. No details on it. So we're going to keep this short and sweet. 4-hour chart had a sell signal. Daily chart hit longer term target 3. Let's go to the weekly chart. Hit longer term target 3. Still ultra bullish over there. And that's it. With no details in the comments, we're not going to spend as much time like we did with Benedict. That's just the way it is. We'll just do a quick chart update over here. Longer term target 3. Rocket ship up over here at $15.09, similar to Bitcoin. Target 1, target 2, target 3 has not hit target 4 yet. All right, next. Devin Lee, please talk about ETH BTC. We can take a look at it. We've been covering it periodically, not every single day, but we have covered it. It's dead flat today, 0.00000000%. Let's see, daily chart. Had a couple breakouts or fake outs, right? Hasn't hit any targets to the upside, but you've got a possible low, possible higher low, possible higher low, another possible higher low, right? Well, these are higher lows. And we'll see if it continues to do that or not. Still have this out here. So spiked up, came all the way back down. Spiked up, came all the way back down. Spiked up. The more times it spikes up, the less likely that it's more likely that the bottom is in on ETH versus BTC, definitely, based on my personal opinion, and less likely that we're going to continue to see spikes above this longer term downward trend line, and then break all the way back down. So we'll see how it plays out, but eventually, right? This is a longer term downward trend line drawn out way back here. Eventually, this low, possible higher low. Eventually, it's going to break out and then could see multiple weeks, if not months, to the upside and hit some of these targets. So hopefully that helps. Weekly close will be very telling. Ollie, hi, Jesse. Ollie's got multiple requests, but we're already at 50 minutes, so we're going to call it here. Got these requests in after 30 minutes. So remind me on Monday We'll definitely chart some of these for you. You got it. You're welcome. MNMD, MindMed. Super late today. I just woke up. Bitcoin is catching targets. Huh. Benedict Gonzalez, thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of you. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Help me, help you, help me. Help me twice, help you once. Let's go. Hope you have a great weekend. TGIF. Make sure to get outside. If it's not too cold out, go for a hike, go for a walk, go for a run, do what you do. Go spend time with family and friends, and take a break from the charts. Not too long, but take a break from the charts. With that, we'll continue to sniper the markets together, and we will see you on the next live stream on Monday. And look for the next video. Set the notifications on YouTube, and because we will be doing a Bitcoin, a little bit deeper dive. We'll try to keep it shorter, 10 to 15 minutes. You know how that goes. And we'll research it and take a look at the charts a little bit deeper. With that, thanks again, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a good one.